All right, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. This channel is for educational purposes. We check out great theories and concepts and discoveries that you might not be familiar with because they've been suppressed, things that the powers that be are trying to shield you from and prevent you from knowing about them and applying them in your own life. But if you have access, then you might be able to improve your mental, spiritual, and physical health thereby. And this is a feature that we have that is called the Q-tip of the spear. And this is for the just an update on the InfoWar from me. That is kind of a digest of whatever shows that I've listened to on the day or the last couple days, whatever. And we were talking about the same thing again today. I just uh, can't deal with the absurdities out there. Um, people who don't have access to information, second guessing people who do have access to information, and um, people just panicking and being wishy-washy and um, vacillating and pretending like they were, you know, that they've always been such an asset when they've always been a liability. And um, I think it's best to just check out of all of it because it's not really for us or for people who are already aware that an info war is going on. This is for people who don't realize the gravity of the situation. They don't see that there is a war between the globalists and the sovereign nationalists all over the world and in really every country, and that this is actually what's going on. They think it's some kind of little, you know, political skirmish, uh, and so they are on the wrong side, um, kind of just giving the benefit of the doubt to the opposition. And so that's who this is for, to kind of wake those people up. And so the events that are happening, um, you know, I would, I'm going to, keep one eye, one half of an eye on it, but mainly I'm going to be trying to get ready for the next phase. And the next phase is, after declaring victory over the globalists, which in in my mind is imminent if it already hasn't happened, you can tell that they're deflated. Um, but getting ready for the next phase, which is implementing the freedom agenda, you know, and that needs some work because how are you going to implement a freedom agenda when you haven't freed your own minds? When you still have all these conditionings, addictions, and emotions that are blocking truth. Uh, you know, how are you gonna put an agenda together that's actually going to, liberate, be allow people to have maximum liberation? Um, so, you know, that's why, to my mind, and I keep saying this, but I I'm on the platform of pro-deism. Deism, many of our founding fathers were deists back in the 18th century. Thomas Paine, uh, Thomas Young, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, to a certain extent, George Washington, James Madison, Ethan Allen, um, a lot of patriots. And deism is the belief in one God, and that God is good, and that God has given humans the abilities through their reason and other higher faculties, spiritual and mental faculties, intuition, creativity, uh, inspiration, wonderment, curiosity, aesthetics, conscience. Through all these higher faculties, we have the ability to behold God's creation directly and understand God directly. Uh, Gone, uh, leaving us, are the days of intermediaries mucking up our religious ambitions. Gone are the days for the priests and the rabbis and the preachers and the popes. We don't need them. And gone are the days of the testaments and the Qurans. We don't need the books either. The books are just in the way. They all are utterly flawed to their core. The Quran and the New Testament are psychological operations written by the Romans and are entirely fictional stories. The stories in the Old Testament are true, most of them, but they are not religious. This is just a talk about some guy named Yahweh Elohim who is very powerful and pretty smart and has almost every personality disorder in the book and is not absolutely not God. And the precepts that he lays out in the Old Testament are not religious. They're not moral. They're not ethical. They are, you must obey me. And if you obey me, you are good. If you don't obey me, you are bad. And if you obey me, if you don't obey me, you will be punished harshly. That's not religion. That is tyranny. So those testaments and Qurans have got to be set aside for us to move forward. We're moving forward into a new age, the age of Aquarius, the golden age, whatever you want to call it. But we're not moving backwards. And so these religions are not going to be suitable for us. Deism is all we need. The belief in one God who is good, who has given us the ability to independently take responsibility for our own religion through our higher mental spiritual faculties. That's all we need. So that's what we need to go forward with. And, you can use those books or get some advice from your priest, pastor, rabbi, or whatever, but that should not be the main course. And I think it'll be just phasing out. Those are not reliable, and they've led to just a disastrous result so far. 1,000 years of dark ages, witch burnings, crusades, inquisitions, colonizations, missionaryism, all of it Like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, and we'll see you next time on the Q-tip of the spear. Have a great day.